We're back live right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube for the Potato Expo. It's called The Eye, and as you can see behind me, everybody's starting to get ready for day two of the show. It's probably going to be exciting, more exciting. We just talked to Merrill Hodge. He's going to give us some inspiration. We also are going to find out who the winner is of the Spud Nation Throwdown. Who's going to be the top Spud? So stay tuned for that. That's going to be about 9:15 Eastern time. But right now, I've got Matt Lantz with us. And Matt, probably of everything that we're talking about here, you come top to the list because it's all about NAFTA. We heard from the president the other day at the Farm Bureau, who really didn't give us too much indication of what's going on. And I think a lot of the farmers and ranchers who watched that came away a bit disappointed because, he was their guy and they're depending on him to do all this stuff. So give me the lowdown. What's going on at NAFTA? What should we be looking at between now, certainly the midterms, and after that? Should we be panicking or should we relax?
I'd say we certainly should not relax, and we should be watching very closely what's going on. NAFTA's been around since 1994. It's been very good for the U.S. potato industry. It has resulted in zero tariffs, especially to Mexico. So Mexico has grown from a rather small market to a $120 million market for French fry exports. It's our second largest market for French fry exports.
And that's just French fries.
Just French fries.
Not any of the
we
other
ship
potatoes.
$20 million worth of D-high. We ship $35 million worth of fresh potatoes. NAFTA has been good for the U.S. potato industry. Regarding these current negotiations, there have been 5 rounds. They started in August. The next round is in 2 weeks in Montreal. And they've finished the low-hanging fruit. The easy stuff is done. The challenge is now what's going to happen on the very difficult things. And there are some very difficult parts ahead on agriculture, on domestic government procurement, other issues. And there are even, some people say, some poison pills that the U.S. government has put in that Mexico and Canada will not accept. We had a briefing yesterday at the American Potato Trade Alliance where an expert said there is real concern that the president and the United States could withdraw from NAFTA. And if that would happen, that would be very bad for the U.S. potato industry.
And not only for potato, but all of us. And also, let's remember that this is having an impact on just the agriculture workers who are coming over here. They're very fearful.
Yes.
They don't want to cross the border. So not necessarily with potatoes, but certainly in California with all those crops, they're just sitting on the ground rotting because there's nobody to do anything with them.
There's concern about, one of the goals of NAFTA originally was that as the Mexican economy would grow, they would be exporting goods, not people, to the United States.
Right.
And I do think immigration has slowed as a result of Mexico growing. You go to Mexico now, it's very modern, and our economies are very integrated. What specifically would happen to the potato industry, and the real concern for us, is if we withdrew from NAFTA, Mexico would impose a 20% tariff on U.S. fries. And presumably Canada and European Union, who have free trade, European Union has a free trade agreement with Mexico. Presumably Canada would stay somehow. U.S. fries would be 20% more expensive. We have a precedent of when this happened in 2009, 2010 over a trucking dispute. U.S. exports fell 48% and by $68 million as a result. So if we withdraw from NAFTA, that's something that could happen again. It would likely happen again.
So what, if anything, can our growers do, our processors do, our major brands who sell potatoes? Is there any alliance that we can form to really tell the administration how tough this is going to be for the potato industry and all of agriculture?
Yeah, certainly, and that is happening. The Farm Bureau, the National Potato Council is very active. The DC fly-in for the National Potato Council occurs the last week of February. Right. I imagine this will be top of the agenda on that issue. And there are, of course, alliances working on this issue. On January 15th, there's an agriculture day at the Senate where all the U.S. agricultural groups are going to be going to the Senate talking about the importance of this. But, the president has heard this. People know.
Right.
What is concerning about the meeting that occurred on Monday at the Farm Bureau is he did not say he was going to stay in NAFTA. Right. That was left out. If he had said that, that would have calmed the waters a bit. Mm-hmm. He didn't say that, and so people are concerned. Even yesterday, the Canadian government announced that they expect the United States may withdraw from NAFTA. So I'm concerned.
Well, all the feedback that I've gotten from the farmers and the growers who listened to the speech, and some who were there, were really very disappointed that it was more of a pep rally and more of a campaign speech than it was addressing, the needs of farmers and ranchers.
Exactly. Exactly. We'll see. This meeting in Montreal, the week of January 23rd, is going to be telling. If there is no progress there, we'll see what happens. Two dates to watch. One, the State of the Union, be a good place to make an announcement if something is going to come.
Yep.
And then Trade Promotion Authority expires on March 31st. And so that might be another deadline where you might see some sort of announcement. We're going to do everything we can. I mean, NAFTA is 20 years old over that. It needs to be updated. The internet didn't exist when
Right.
NAFTA started.
Right, right.
So for the U.S. potato industry, updating NAFTA is not a concern. Withdrawing from NAFTA is a huge concern.
Well, Matt, thank you for all your work of keeping everybody in this room and everybody in the industry up to speed on it, because it's very important and we're in good hands. So
All right.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Going to take a break. When we come back, more live from the Eye.